Okay, folks, so this is another one of those Anomalies rooftop radio broadcasts. This is the Blink cam on the roof facing to the north, and today is Thursday, May 18th. It's about 2:43, about 2:45 in the afternoon here in southern Nevada. And if you look there on the lower left, that hill off in the distance is Sunrise Manor. And if you look just above that hill there and slightly to the right, on the left side of the vent pipe there, you'll see a little bit of activity going on. And I want to play a short clip here from Art Bell again on a completely separate topic, aside from water modification, because it seems to be a very hot topic now, and it's the topic of human trafficking. And mind you, this was from, again, a couple of decades ago.
They are evil in their very souls, and that's such an interesting, really interesting comment. I mean, so then this lust they have for children is, it goes across and controls literally everything they do all their lives. And you see in that, you really see in those people what we would recognize as a real decoy, real evil. I think so, yes, from my experience. I believe that there must be a special circle of hell reserved for those who would harm innocent. Yes, must.
Yeah, this video just really is to reiterate that it's not a new topic. It's yet another one of those narratives and a part of our history that no matter how hard you try and no matter how hard you fight, you can try to your dying breath, and you can try with every fiber of your being and every drop of blood in your body to fight it and completely end it, but you never will, because there's always going to be those people out there who are going to be doing these things, and in their minds they're going to be justified. Because in other countries, listen to what he says here.
We now have the internet. Hell, if they approve it, we coming out of our wall pockets pretty soon. And of course, that's a playground for people hunting children, isn't it? Very much so, because it crosses so many international borders. And there have been a number of joint operations to stop these huge pedophile rings. In 1998, I was involved in the sting of the Wonderland Club, which over 26 countries, they apprehended 108 individuals who were providing as qualification for membership in this club 10,000 images of child pornography, 1,000 of which had to be the member applicant actually involved in molesting children. And the Wonderland Club sting was a very positive action that worked within the law. And in the subsequent trials afterwards, however, a number of the individuals, it was just in 1998, are already free and back on the streets.
Now, mind you, he said 1998.
Mistakes in trial? What? Legally, mistakes in trial, and there are some countries that have much more lax laws about this type of crime. As a matter of fact, in Pakistan and Afghanistan until recently, and Thailand in particular, child prostitution is completely illegal.
That's right, folks. In other countries, child prostitution is completely legal. And if you want to fight for democracy and freedom for all, well, it's sad to say. If you fight for all, then you fight for all. There's more to this.
Selling an infant or the sex trade is within the law in those countries. And so you have an individual who can kidnap an American child, and it's estimated that 10% of the missing children in the United States are sold overseas for the child sex trade. In the law in those countries. And so you have an individual who can kidnap an American child, and it's estimated that 10% of the missing children in the United States are sold overseas for the child sex trade at about $30,000 per child.
At about $30,000 per child. And that was back then. And the sad reality of this is that there are parents out there that have children that believe that they have full right over their children to say and do and decide what their children say and do and who their children say and do it with. That's the sad reality. And all of y'all out there right now fighting for everybody's freedoms and rights to have parental rights over their children and say what their children are exposed to, you don't realize it. But you're kind of hypocritical, because you're saying in one breath that what these other parents are doing is wrong, but you have a right to do whatever you want to do. And you have to look at the bigger picture. And like I said, this is another one of those endless wars, like the war on drugs. this war on human trafficking, you're not going to end it. All you can do is just make people aware, educate the children around you, educate the parents around you, and let them know to be mindful. And understand that there are teenagers and children out there who don't have a problem with it. They like making $10,000 a week. You know what I mean? Money's funny. Money talks and bullshit walks. That's the sad reality of it.
And then take that child to a country where it's legal. And if they remain in that country, they cannot be prosecuted. And that is the reason that organizations like Archangel exist. Well, you know what? I understand. I accept, but I understand. I really do, and I'm not even sure I don't support it. So no, mixed feelings, big mixed feelings. Some people already back out on the street. I mean, yeah, that's why it's vigilantism, but I don't know. Maybe there are times in our life when vigilantism is justified. Is the word justified? Or have you come to the conclusion, Doctor, it's never justified? I have not come to that conclusion. It didn't sound like that. Yeah, my feelings are very mixed on the issue. Yeah, I can hear that. All right. Doctor?
Yeah.
David Race Bennett is my guest, and if you've been listening.
So, the deal about vigilantism, there does seem to be a bit of that going on where a lot of people are making the decision to be judge and jury and executioner. And you really need to realize you're being triggered as well. And it's just one of those things that is not new. This is not a new narrative. It's just a repeat of history, and it's being brought forth and brought to a lot of people's attentions, but it's not anything new. It's been going on for a very long time, and unfortunately, there are people who are fighting for their right to have parental control over their children so that they can sell their children into that profession, as much as a lot of people want to call it. On the inside, you have no idea how deep and far and wide the whole thing goes, and it's been ongoing for a very long time, and you're not going to stop it. And when your boy Trump got in and did his executive orders, those weren't new types of executive orders. They were just enhanced, and they allowed the authorities a little more expansion in their ability to hold people accountable, so to speak, that they feel are doing bad things. And again, I'm not advocating for these people that are doing bad things for children. I think it's absolutely horrible, and I wish that it didn't exist. But the truth of the matter is, in the bigger picture, is that there are parents out there that don't have a problem with it. And even more sad is there are children who don't have a problem making $10,000, $20,000 a week. Okay, now this is a Kim Facing to the South for part 3 here.
My guest is Dr. David Reyes Bannon, and he cleaned up messes for Interpol, and for you and for me. He cleaned up big messes. We'll be right back.
Well, you know, looks like another contrail.
Once again, Dr. David Reyes Bannon. Doctor, when you work for an agency of that sort, and particularly part of that agency is Sensitive as Archangel, so you're leading an adult life, really. I mean, you've got a home life, you probably got a wife, at some point you begin to have a daughter on the way and then born, so you've got family, and surely they don't know. Your friends, they don't know what you're doing, right? That's correct, and as a matter of fact, years later, when it all came out, certainly when I published the book, most of my family members, particularly my parents, had a great sense of relief because so much was explained on various disappearances. Like we're some kind of criminal or something? Oh, sure. And we had cover jobs, complete cover identities known as legends. However, anyone who's truly close to you can't help but notice. Of course. And particularly, even my daughter would notice I'd disappear for 3 weeks and come back with bandages and new scars. A big tip-off. Yeah, a big tip-off. And as much as I hate to say it, there's just scars all over my body from the many occasions where, as effective as I tried to be, those we were tracking were also affected. I spent much more time in the hospital than I cared to admit. I had actually, Dr. You spent some time in North Korean political prison, a North Korean political prison? Yes. I was involved in assignments where we were tracking a double agent who was working for Interpol and was also a North Korean mole. During the confrontation, I was captured taken in South Korea and taken across the border to North Korea, where I spent 3 days in the North Korean slave labor camp, where they tortured me to acquire information regarding Interpol and Interpol's knowledge of North Korean moles within South Korea.
So that was kind of a departure from the usual MO, and this was just straight out intelligence kind of things.
It was. And the nature of the intelligence community is such that there's always gray lines and crossovers of that nature.
So you know something about torture?
Unfortunately, I know not only about inflicting torture, but also receiving it, attempting to resist as long as possible before one is driven insane.
With regard to torture, Doctor, is it, a lot of people wonder, I mean, ultimately, is it possible for a human being to be tortured up to the edge of death, and of course many times over the edge, and not give up the information? I mean, is it humanly possible? And if it is, what percentage of the cases? I mean, how many people withstand that kind of torture?
No, but sooner or later, everybody breaks. That's one of the things, a cliche in movies that we've seen that's actually true. Everybody breaks sooner or later. There are some people who have different pain tolerance. Other people, some torture will work on, others not. But sooner or later, a qualified interrogator will get every bit of information they want out of you.
Everybody breaks eventually.
Our enemies certainly are not broken at all by resorting to torture. So, I guess you have to ask: should we be restricted and not able to use that method to extract information? On the one hand, but on the other hand, it could mean hundreds, thousands, even millions of American lives.
An excellent question, and from my experience, Art, I'll give you one example. It's in the first chapter of my book, as a matter of fact. We tracked a producer of child pornography to London. I was assigned to track this individual and extract as much information as possible. And this was the type of guy who would buy and sell children across international lines. Over the course of 3 hours, when this individual was tortured, the information we received opened up a network that led to either the apprehension or elimination of literally hundreds of individuals all across the world. My subsequent assignments for months after that were after the individuals that he had named within his network in New York, in Seoul, South Korea, in Thailand, and all across the globe, Berlin, Ghana, etc. So, in that particular case, torture supplied us with the information that helped save the lives of thousands of children.
So it's politically really easy to be against torture just because it's torture.
Yes.
But when you're balancing it against many lives, then I don't know. It is balance then, isn't it?
And then you enter this gray area where the world is not filled with absolutes, and you see that perhaps, on occasion, the ends may indeed justify the means.
Your whole work, it seems like, Doctor, was past a certain point all of it was in the gray area, wasn't it?
Yes, I think so.
The ends justifies the means. And there's a little bit more to this clip here that I saved from Art Bell, but I'll finish that another time. I'm just going to let this video roll here because there's some interesting things going on right there. Right now it is 3:05 p.m. and this is looking south from southern Nevada. And heads up over there to the southeast, over by Texas and Arizona.
new measurements of Mars' south polar region indicate extensive frozen water. The polar region, listen carefully, contains enough frozen water to cover the entire planet in liquid layer approximately 36 feet deep. The entire planet would be covered with 36 feet of water. A Mars ocean over the whole planet. A joint NASA Italian Space Agency instrument on the European Space Agency's Mars Express spacecraft provide this data. You know, that's my from Asian cities have intensified storms over the Pacific Ocean, which will result in increased warming of the Arctic. According to scientists, they report that the number of storm clouds in the region has increased up to by half over the last 20 years. Rapidly industrialized cities in countries like India and China burn a whole lot more coal as they grow. The Pacific storm system plays an important role in the circulation of the Earth's atmosphere, transporting heat and moisture to the northern latitudes. An atmospheric scientist at Texas A&M University said this weather system has been affected by tiny particles of pollution, such as soot, produced when burning coal. Now, here in the West, we have a lot of days that are strangely hazy. There's nothing really to account for it, certainly not humidity. We have, single or low double-digit humidity here in the West. And so some of the hazy days that we have are simply, they simply can't be accounted for unless it's coming from far, far away. Incidentally, this is my comment only. But I wonder how many of you have been thinking about the honeybee problem? You know, honeybees just disappearing, right? Anybody put that together with chemtrails? Now, I have no idea what exactly they're dumping in our skies. I know it contributes to strangely easy days. And I don't know what else. I've had a couple of reports, one out of Idaho, of just god-awful things found in these so-called chemtrails. I wonder if anybody bothered to put together the thought, that's all it is, of chemtrails, things being sprayed, and the mysterious, unaccountable disappearance of honeybees. Just thought.
Yeah. Very interesting thought. A very long time ago.